Okay, my name is Wade Walker, and this is my right to remain innocent question and answer video presentation. So for my first scenario, there was a couple who had a 3-year-old daughter that went missing, and the police believed the father to be the suspect that he did it. So they called the father and the mother in, with the father and mother believing the precept that they were being called in to give information to help the police with the investigation, but the police had already found the child's dead body and were just trying to get evidence to incriminate the father. So they had the father and the mother in there for over an hour before telling them that they had already found the dead child's baby, or the dead baby. For the second scenario, I chose there was a 16-year-old girl who recently had a baby that suffocated and died. But the police interrogated the 16-year-old girl for hours and hours and finally got a false confession out of her, making her believe that she would receive minimal punishment and that she would be punished as a juvenile, and that if she confessed, then the punishment would be lighter. When in reality, she ended up getting an adult punishment. She was sentenced to federal prison and was there for 3 years until released under a new court ruling of lack of evidence and illegal interrogation. So those are the two scenarios that I had. And then for the 8 reasons why the author gives against speaking to the police, the first one I put was that the police don't have our best interest at heart. They are just trying to find the suspect. The second one is you can be prosecuted for laws you didn't even know about. There could be laws that maybe there's thousands and thousands of laws mixed up in the United States Code, and you can be incriminated for things that seeming innocent could actually be incriminating events that the police can use against you. For the third one, I put the police are trained to follow a corrupt legal system, which goes along with the second one. They're trained to follow this corrupt system, so it's not their fault. It's not their morality of the police themselves, but that's what they're trained to do, is to try to incriminate you based on those corrupt laws in the first place. The fourth one that I have is police use lies and dishonesty to try to get confessions and false confessions out of you and for you to make false statements. So they can say anything to you to try to get these things out of you. Also, the police, anything you say to the police can't be used in your defense in court. That would be hearsay. The next one that I have is that the truth can be incriminating. So even if you tell the truth, things can be twisted and that could be turned out to be used against you. So the most important advice that the author gives us in this book, I think, is to not use our Fifth Amendment rights, but to use our Sixth Amendment rights, which is the right to an attorney. Not to use the right to remain silent, because that can still be used against you, but the right to have an attorney. We should only say 4 words, which is, I want a lawyer. And that is, if we just repeatedly say that over and over again as they try to interrogate us, they'll finally realize that we're someone that understands the legal system. So I want a lawyer. I think that is the most important piece of advice that the author gives us. My personal thoughts on this, what I learned, honestly, I had no idea how corrupt the system could be, and I had no idea that police really didn't have our best interests at heart. I guess I was just one of the many that thought they did have our best interests at heart. And I didn't know that we shouldn't talk to them even under innocent seeming circumstances. I thought that it was harmless enough to speak to a police officer when they want to ask us questions about something, but in reality, we don't know their intentions. They could just be trying to gather information to incriminate us ourselves. So that's what I learned from this, and I learned to just ask for an attorney. That's the most important thing to evoke our Sixth Amendment rights. Thank you.